All right, good morning and welcome to Iyun with Ben Sion, Mishna Yomi. We're going to discuss today's Mishnayos, Sim Machlokas, Raja Bartanura, and the Rambam. Both Mishnah Aleph and Beis talk about this thing called Karach HaZakerem and Machol HaKerem. This is basically a vineyard where you have space, a bald spot. You want to plant something else in the middle of your vineyard. The vineyard needs, you have to distance from the actual grapes, the vines itself, 4 amos from each direction in order to lay it fallow, in order that you can plant something else in the middle. So halacha is by karachas akarim, where you plant exactly in the middle of the vineyard. It's surrounded on all four sides by the vineyard. You have to have 16 amos or 16 amos halacha according to Beis Hillel. Why is that? Because you have 4 amos lying fallow from each side. It would mean the center would have 8 amos by 8 amos, would have 8 amos by 8 amos, which would basically two fields of 4 by 4, which is okay because if it's less than 4 by 4, the middle fields, then they would be batel, they would be nullified, they would look like they're part of the vineyard, which would be a Kilayim. So two saddles of 4 amos by 4 amos in the middle, each one is independent, and therefore you can plant in the middle. Less than 16 amos, you don't have the ability to make two 4 by 4s in the middle, and that's exactly what Vadia Bartanura says. He needs two 4 by 4s in the middle. And then in the second Mishnah, Machol HaKerem, the Raja Tanura says is a case where you're planting next to a fence. Right, the kerem goes up till the fence. You want to plant next to the fence, but something else. So you need 12 amos according to Beis Hillel. That's what it says in Mishnah Beis. Why 12 amos? Because he says 4 amos next to the fence, you leave fallow so people can walk. 4 amos you distance from the kerem. So the middle 4 amos, 4 by 4 is considered a sadeh, considered a field, so it looks different than the rest of the field. If it's not 4 by 4, it's less than 12 amos, you don't have an ability to make another field in the middle, next to the fence, something different than the vineyard. That's Ravadia Bartanura. The Rambam says something interesting. First of all, the Rambam says machol. What is the lashon machol? Karachas means a bolta. Machol. What does machol mean? So Ravadia Bartanura says machol is from lashon machol of dancing. You dance in a circle. It talks about the fence of the field. The fence of the field goes around the field like a circle. That's why he talks about it, because talking about you're planting near the fence. The Rambam says machol HaKerem comes from lashon mechila. Mechila, because I'll read the Rambam. Machol HaKerem hu makom aparim min HaKerem legeder lahalach bo she'ein sham gefonim v'hu rotza lomer azivas hadavar machal yimchol azivas hadavar. Machal is mechila. When you're a mochel something, it's like you're mafkir, you're mochel that land, right? It's talking about mechilas, and it's talking about it specifically, like maybe it's Yerushalmi, somewhere else in Chazal it says that the 4 amos next to the fence, people want to leave fallow in order that people should be able to walk there. You have to get around the field. You need a place to walk. You can't be planted everything. So therefore, that's Bechilas HaKerem. That's why the case next to a fence where you leave 4 amos to walk. Now the Rambam says, the next Rambam, he said you can actually plant 8 amos, but other places it says you're mafkir. So what is going on according to the Rambam? Are you planting the 4 amos next to the fence, or are you not planting the 4 amos next to the fence? I like to say that both are true according to the Rambam. That the Rambam really holds that when it comes to a vineyard, in order for the soda to look different, it really has to be have the ability to be 8 amos by 8 amos. It has to be 8 amos by 8 amos, and therefore, in the first case, Karachas HaKerem, it's not that you have two independent fields of 4 by 4. According to Rabbi Tanura, a sada in the middle of a kerem, 4 amos by 4 amos is significant. You just have two fields of 4 by 4 amos. In the case of Machol HaKerem, you have one 4 by 4. According to the Rambam, you need it to be at least 8 amos, your field. Your field has to be 8 amos. So normally, you're mafkir, you let people walk there. But since you have the ability to plant there, so therefore it's considered a sadeh. Even technically, you might only plant in 4 amos, and you leave 4 amos fallow by the fence. It technically could be 8 amos, and therefore it could be called a field. And therefore, it would be big enough, 8 amos, big enough a field to be called distinct from the field of vines, of the grapes, and therefore that would be the explanation of the Machlokas in Ravadia Bartanura and the Rambam. I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow.